Just fucking talked about this. I just said it was Lil Wayne's fault. Look at this here.
What's your take on Josh's situation?
Man, man, I had a conversation with my homies today, cause I was noticing that I had a few different generations when I was speaking to him. My artist was in there, and my artist was in there, and Gutter was in there. So, what I mean by that is Gutter from my generation, and my artist younger. So I was just asking him. I was like, what's the necessity of what what is the? I was like, what's the necessity part of doing that? What's that? What of posting yourself saying this? Look what I'm doing. I was like, what I mean by that is because I'm trying to quote, do the cliche, put myself in his shoes, understand it. And I was like, so the best I can do without them answering before they answered that question, I told them what my.
Well, before anybody answer the question, how do you not equate what Ja Morant is doing to what you was rapping about growing up? How is that not the same, nigga? You wasn't shooting niggas in the streets. You wasn't moving kilos neither, nigga. So why was you rapping about this shit all the time? What was the point? I don't get it. What was the point?
Where I was at with it. I say, so the best I was like, so the best I could do is remember when I was younger and my squad, y'all, my niggas around me.
Okay, talk to me.
We at the age where they don't have money. I'm the one with the money. You know what I mean? And then I don't even know how much money I'll end up with, but I'm the one with some money in my pocket. I know I got a bright future. My homies, they ain't on payroll. They my homies. They live good when they with me. When I gotta go by stunning them and go to work and all that, they gotta go back to being who they gotta be. You know what I mean? So I'm saying that to say, they in them streets, and I was aware of that. So I say, so if I was going
Isn't that
through
fucking
something
ridiculous
at that point
ring?
in time, something public like what Slime going through, I said I could imagine the rebellious attitude I would have if my homies is egging that attitude on.
Right.
You know what I mean? I was like, and also I was like, what they also need to understand, what we also need to understand is we the only ones talking about this like that. It's not I don't know this for a fact, but just in a lot of situations like this, when we all talking about it, the actual person and the people we talking about, they purposely stay away from this. They stay away from all this we saying. They stay away from hearing it.
I agree with that too. It's somebody tried to make the point that they wasn't they covering all this like if it was somebody else or if it's black dudes they covering like this ain't really been covered like on mainstreams like that. Like a couple of them have touched it and moved on. Like it's they're not trying to make this a big story. It's only in black communities because hell to the other point we was talking about, only talking about black problems on black platforms. We've basically only talked about this stuff on black platforms. There's nobody just trying to go on CNN to talk about this. This is nothing. We've kept this in the house for the most part as far as the chastising of Ja Morant.
They got people that'll protect them from, that's gonna hear it for them and gonna protect them from hearing it. So what I mean by that is if I had something going on in the public that, it was negative about me, they purposely making sure we still, man, we don't even want them to hear it. So it's hard for the message to get through.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's hard for the message. All these, you got people looking dead in the cameras on TV. Like, man, I'm talking to you, Ja. Man, you know what I mean?
Ja ain't even hearing that
It's hard for the
shit.
message to get through, man. Because I'm the breadwinner. I wish a nigga would tell me something. You know what I mean? I wish a nigga would tell me. It's almost like
Nigga scared to lose the bag. I don't want to tell this nigga the truth because he gonna cut me off the money. Facts. That's not love. That's not love at all whatsoever.
I look at it like Zion. How you keep begging him to
Zion, you need to stop eating, nigga.
lose weight, get in better shape, and this, that. I wish a nigga would tell me something.
Right.
You know how much money I got, boy?
Just like this.
Just like this, nigga. I wish a nigga would trade me. What? And that's what I'm saying. I'm like, so I had to ask myself, what's the necessity of it? Because I was like, so with that said,
You shouldn't have to ask yourself though, nigga. You are the reason for all of this shit. You are the reason for all of this shit. That fake gangster shit, nigga. Like 50 Cent was the gangster before Wayne, pretty much. Like, right? 50 Cent had his own move, his own G unit, his own game, but it wasn't frivolous gangbang song after frivolous gangbang song. He actually had some gems. Many men. It was like the Tupac of the era. Like he had some gems. Shit for the club. He had some gangster shit, and he had some shit for the ladies. He did everything. Not that Wayne didn't, but Wayne had some very deliberate stirring up gang violence anthems. Like he did that shit on purpose. He leaned into that shit. So don't sit here and talk to me now like you don't understand why Ja Morant. Bro, you created this culture. You the nigga anybody can just fuck gang knowledge, fuck having an OG. I'm just gonna jump off the porch type energy. You did that shit, Wayne. Whether you was doing it or not, physically in your life, you was rapping about the shit, making some of the best songs of all time with that type of energy, and that shit created a culture, bro. That shit is permeated to now for sure. That's your fault, Wayne.
If I was asked at that time, so what's the necessity of you being so rebellious right now? You know what I mean? I was like, my only answer would have been is because I don't even want to hear the truth. I don't even want to hear what y'all think the truth is and the facts. My truth is my truth, and you know, this is what I come from this and I come from that, and I got my.
That's exactly what he's talking about. That's exactly what he's talking about. I come from this and I come from that. Wayne not a real blood, but he, in his mindset, the way he mapped it out, he's like, well, I'm affiliated with this dude. He's a real blood, such and so forth. So I'm a blood too, cause I ride with that nigga type shit. That's exactly what he's talking about right there. I fucking shit you not.
I hear the truth. I don't even want to hear what y'all think the truth is and the facts. My truth is my truth, and you know, this is what I come from this and I come from that, and I got my 12 jurors. That's okay in it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And so when I asked him, I said, so what's the necessity? I was like, so what's the necessity? I said, because I could imagine if I would have did it at that time, my answer would have been to show y'all don't know who I got problems with. Y'all only know this. Y'all only know the me that y'all know. You know what I mean? Y'all know the rapper or whatever. But shit, we in these streets. And I need them niggas to know every time. I need them niggas to know when I ain't on that court or when I ain't on that stage, it's on me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I was like, that'll be my answer for why I like that. If my mama probably had to ask me in real life at that time, why you doing that? And I had to give her a real answer. I was like, that. I was like, I'm trying to understand.
It's not a bad answer. It's not fully taking himself out of culpability. That's a very responsible answer, knowing where he came from, knowing that he not fully taking responsibility, but he's not fully escaping it either. He's not putting it directly on himself. He's just saying that he was going through that shit too. And I'd say that's fair. But hey.
Damn, like maybe that would be my only answer that makes sense to me. And I would hope she would still tell me, boy, you tripping?
Right.
You know what I mean? But
Somebody should tell you.
They didn't have, you know, they was like, it's like, Tune, that's the answer.
Mind you, Wayne was in his early 20s too, so, you know, it's basically the same level of judgment, I guess. But Wayne kind of was introduced to the luxury of life a lot earlier, though. He should have known better.
Niggas who really in the streets.
Right.
You know what I mean?
First and foremost,
and I was like, before you say that, I like, don't fall into that trap that these people doing on TV. Saying, cause he ain't no thug. Cause he ain't in the street. He ain't about that. He ain't no gang. You don't want that. How y'all know you don't want? Y'all know that boy?
Y'all know that boy?
Y'all know that boy. Cause I don't. I know him from dunking and jumping, and I only started knowing him when I started paying attention to him around his last year of college. He come from like a town with 3,000 people.
Wayne a real nigga. Fuck all that college sports. Nigga, I watched the nigga his last year.
Like, what? What y'all expect? Y'all, what? Y'all gave him $200 million. I just said a town with 3,000 people. You expect him to be responsible?
That's facts. That's what I said.
Now we tripping. Then.
You go back to, I did exactly what I said. Wayne is very, very smart. That's why I say this nigga knows better a lot of times. Wayne, and I'm so glad he's let the lean go a little bit. Now he's talking a lot more coherent. I'm actually very proud. Although he ain't, I wouldn't expect him to just say flat out, yeah, I did this. I'm sorry I did this. I'm sorry I rapped about all this. I wouldn't expect that. He's handling this very well though. I like this. It's very poised and you can hear him speak now.
Yeah, now we tripping. Yeah, we expecting him to be. That's magic. Cause I could tell you, I come from a real well raised, beautiful mother, nice. You know what I mean? My mama bust her ass.
Say it again, Wayne. Say it again.
Real well raised, beautiful mother.
One more time.
Cause I could tell you, I come from a real well raised, beautiful mother, nice. You know what I mean? My mama bust her ass to make sure everything around me was nice. And I still was a knucklehead. I shot myself. You know what I mean? So if you expecting, and that young man, from I could imagine if I came from fucking to play with 3,000 people and I became who I am, boy.
I think that was. Oh, go ahead.
They had social media when I was 23. I wouldn't have made it.
Well, I think.
Oh yeah, thank
That's
God.
facts
I think
too,
that
though.
was a good question you asked your youngest artist.
They got it now.
because
You
don't know
fucking
what
up,
it's like
Stack.
to grow up with the phone in our
Exactly.
face.
So that's why I had to
You know
ask
what I
him. I was
mean?
like, "Is there an?" And so what I said all that they said they came up with no answer.
Yeah, man. I don't play these niggas whole podcast, but that's just what I was talking about, man. We was literally just talking about that shit, man. MuZi TV, I'm out.